Imagine this, a massive rock screaming through space, headed straight for India or China, two of the most populated places on Earth. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But it's not. Asteroids have hit us before, and they'll come again. We're diving into the wild history of close calls, a current threat that's got scientists buzzing, and what we're doing to fight back. Buckle up, because this is gonna be a ride. So, why should we care about asteroids? Well, these aren't pebbles. They're chunks of rock, sometimes metal, hurtling through space at insane speeds, like 40,000 miles an hour. Some are tiny, and some are miles wide. If one smacks into Earth, it's not just a crater we're talking about. It could be wildfires, tsunamis, or even global blackout from dust blocking the sun. India and China, with over 1 billion people each, are packed with cities like Delhi and Shanghai. A direct hit there, it would be chaos. Let's look at some close calls that prove this isn't just the hype. First, the Tunguska event, June 30th, 1908. Out in the middle of nowhere, near the Tunguska River in Siberia, Russia. Picture this, a chunk of a rock, or maybe even ice, about 100 to 165 feet wide, tearing through the atmosphere at 33,000 or 67,000 miles an hour. It doesn't even hit the ground. It explodes 3 to 6 miles up, and airburst, packing up to 15 to 30 megatons of TNT. That's 1,000 Hiroshima bombs going off at once. The blast flattens 830 square miles of forest, knocking down 80 million trees like they're toothpicks. No crater, just pure chaos from the shockwave. Due to its location, thankfully, no casualties were reported. Imagine that power today, it would wipe out anything in its path. Next up, fast forward to February 15th, 2013, at Chelyabinsk, Russia. A smaller rock, 56 to 66 feet across, 19 kilometers a second. It's early morning, and people are driving to work. And bam! This thing lights up the sky brighter than the sun. It explodes 18 miles up, unloading 400 to 500 kilotons of TNT, 30 times a Hiroshima blast. The shockwave hits like a hammer, shattering windows across 200 square kilometers. Over 1,500 people get hurt, mostly from flying glass, and hospital reports say that this was like a war zone. Pieces rain down, one punching a 6-meter hole in the ice of Lake Chebarko. This ended up being a wake-up call that even small asteroids could mess us up. Now let's go way back, 66 million years ago, the Chicxulub impact. This one's the king of asteroid disasters. A monster 6 to 9 miles wide slams into what's now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula at around 45,000 miles an hour. The energy, 100 trillion tons of TNT. That's not even a number I can wrap my head around. It gouges out a crater 93 miles wide and 12 miles deep. This impact sparks wildfires across continents, keeps up tsunamis that swamp coastlines, and throws so much dust and soot into the air that it triggers a nuclear winter with no sunlight for years. Dinosaurs? Gone. About 75% of all species were wiped out. Finally, closer to some of our viewers, the Lonar crater in Maharashtra, India, which struck about 50,000 years ago. A rock, probably 100 to 165 feet wide, smacks into hard basalt. The impact, about 1 to 2 megatons of TNT. Not as huge as Tunguska, but still a city killer today. It carves out a crater 1.1 miles wide and 492 feet deep, now a salty lake that's still there. No one was around back then to write it down, and humans were just starting out, but geologists say it's one of the best preserved basalt craters anywhere. The shock turned the rock into glass in some spots, so it's crazy to think about. It's a quiet reminder that Earth has taken hits before, and it will not be the last. These four? Well, they're just proof that asteroids aren't sci-fi. From airbursts to extinction events, they've shaped our world, and they're still out there. Okay, so that was the past. What about now? Meet Asteroid 2024 YR4. Discovered last December by NASA's Atlas telescope, this thing's about 200 feet wide, big enough to ruin your day. Early estimates said it had a 1 in 32 shot of hitting Earth on December 22nd on 2032, where a risk zone stretching from South America to Asia, including India and China. Think Janatian Island or even Bangalore. If it hit, we're talking 10 megatons, leveling everything in a 30-mile radius. That's a city gone in a flash. Freaked out at first, but good news. New data from February 2025 dropped the odds to about 1 in 20,000. Phew. Well, still, it is a wake-up call. India and China were still in their crosshairs, and with their populations, even a very small chance is terrifying. The orbit's still being watched, and the next big update is in 2028. So, are we just sitting ducks? Nope. Well, we're not sitting around hoping for the best, because we actually have a plan for that. Meet the Planetary Defense Coordination Office, NASA's real-life asteroid defense team. Their job? Spotting space rocks before they become a problem. They use powerful telescopes like Pan-STARRS and Atlas to track asteroids that could come too close for comfort. But what if we find one heading straight for us? Well, that's where things get really cool. In 2022, NASA tested the DART mission, where we literally smashed a spacecraft into an asteroid to push it off course. And guess what? It worked. And that's just one method. There are other wild ideas too, like using gravity tractor, where a spacecraft slowly tugs an asteroid away using gravity, or even blasting with lasers to change its path. So scientists are actually working on this. So while movies love to show Earth getting wiped out by asteroids, the truth is, we're actually getting pretty good at stopping them. Next time you hear about an asteroid passing by, don't panic. We've got it covered. If you found this cool, hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome facts and knowledge. Stay curious, and I'll see you next time.